Welcome to Smart Social Tips. I am so excited today to have one of the most authentic, amazing people that I know. Her name is Traci Shannon, and she just launched a new project that I want you to know about because I think we need more authenticity with ChatGPT and AI and all of the crazy stuff. Don't we just want those one-on-one connections with people? So I hope you're going to come along for the ride today and ask questions and interact with us. I have this going out to several different platforms. It's okay. I can see all your comments. So please, please comment today. We would love to have your comments because we want authentic engagement. That would be awesome. So, really quickly, I'm going to share with you a really amazing beginning of a video to show you what the Pebble is. So, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Hopefully. Can we hear it? I don't know. Okay.
Hi, my name is Traci Shannon. Some of you may know me as Star Tracy. I've been around the internet for a while now, but I am here
I can't
to
hear it.
introduce
That's
an
really
exciting
loud.
new project that I have been working on for a while called the Pebble. And it may be the project of my lifetime. I definitely feel like every success and every failure has brought me here. And you might say failures and say yes.
So I think what I really want to bring to light here is exactly what we were just talking about is that authentic connections between people is more important than tech, right? It's more important than all of the new things. There's so many new gizmos and gadgets and AI and amazing things that we can do, which actually are going to assist us, hopefully, in being better connectors.
Right.
The idea is that, we do a lot of work, right, Tracy? So we do a lot of like hard work to get things out there, but, AI and all these new tools and technologies are making it easier. Um, so instead of like just turning on autopilot, though, we need to have a connection. And so that is why I brought you here because I think you are one of the best connectors as far as that goes that I know, as far as authentic engagement that you give to our audiences. And so thanks for being here. So let me tell you a little bit about Traci before we get started. Traci is called Star Traci across the web, interwebs, because she is in her what she called her second act. She used to be a actress, and she started a new way of doing things, but she's still an influencer. So many, many years ago, I ran into her because her writing was when we were only doing blogging. I was looking for bloggers for a really well-known enterprise client that I was working with, and her writing and so forth stood out. Julie Piper had actually put her into a list, and we read through, and I was really impressed with Traci and how connected she was with her audiences. And so I'm really excited. And by the way, a decade later, she does some work for me. We work together, but I wanted to bring her in because she started her own platform a few months ago. And I just wanted to tell you guys about it and sort of her process. And the reason is because in the end, I hope you also are going to build an online platform. Each one of you that are listening today, I hope you are building an online platform. And I think that you can learn some from what Traci's been doing. So welcome, Traci,
Thank
to
you.
Smart Social Secrets. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I really appreciate that introduction.
Sure.
Um,
And shy.
I have to say, like,
Humble.
Cami plays down how much of what my success comes from her. I just have to start with that. She has been a real mentor in my life and a huge growth part for me. So I have gotten so much from her, both working with her you know, as a writer and an influencer, and now getting to work directly with her. I have grown so much in both parts of my life. And then now I work with her as part of as in her group with the Smart Social Mastery. And that's just exploded what I've done. So that's said. Yeah, a few months ago, I did an offshoot of Star Tracy, which the heart of Star Tracy is no matter where you are in your life, no matter who you are, shine brightly, enjoy life. It, everybody has the ability to star in their life. We're such a celebrity driven culture that we think we somehow our lives aren't special, but everybody is here and should shine and be a star in their life. So that's what Star Tracy is. And recently I did an offshoot called The Pebble, which is a YouTube show, which is basically, I believe that if we all threw a pebble of positivity into the sea, we could turn the tide on negativity. And so that's the heart of The Pebble. And so the Pebble is interviews with people sharing how they do one small thing in their lives. They're normal people that are adding positivity into the world.
The
And
ripple
so,
effect.
yes, exactly. I am a big believer in it. I'm a sliding doors girl. It comes from watching the Labor Day telethon with Jerry Lewis and loving watching how my $25 that was all my family could send. As soon as my name went along, the Shannon family, when it rolled, with everybody's money, but when it rolled, I made it roll. It's that kind of thing. I want people to feel like their contribution to the little things they do, they are changing the world, because I sincerely believe that. So that's what the Pebble is about. And so that's at the heart of the Pebble show. And that's my new project.
Yeah. So I thank you for sharing that, because it's such a great vision that you have, and dare say you and I said it in my promo, that you take people and you help show how they shine brightly in the world. So it kind of all comes back together, and I just love that so much, that the two brands really meld together so well. You were worried about that, so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. I forgot to put that on the list of questions, but I think we can ask this question. And I think it gets to another question, which is, how did you kind of come with that? Because you already had this really strong brand, Star Tracy, Shine Brightly, the star shines, and why the Pebble?
This is actually a great story, and it came from working within the mastery group. People were coming up helping. I didn't know what to call the show, and people were helping me come up with names, and they were all related to star and such. And for some reason, nothing was clicking with me. And then I told the story about throwing the pebble into the water, and a gentleman named Rick Backrock said, "That's your name, Tracy, the Pebble." And he said, "That's what you're doing. It's the Pebble. You don't need to call it Star Tracy, because the show is the Pebble." And the minute he said the Pebble, it was just like I turned cold. Like in that way, when something is right, like when all of the goose pimples. And in fact, I just got them again when I tell the story about Rick in the group sharing that. I just
I
knew
got
it
them
was.
too.
And it's because this, it's Star Tracy telling the Pebble stories. It's not, because it's not me. It's not about, the Pebble is more than me. It's about these people's stories. I'm Star Tracy and I share Shine Brightly, but the Pebble is something that's more than me in my mind. Cami knows, you said I'm shy. Like I have trouble like talking big, but I feel like it's a movement. It's something that I want to be more than just my YouTube show. And so it's hard for me to like brag about it and push it. And we're working on that in Mastery Moment. And she's helping me with that. And that's one of the reasons why I say she's more than just my friend. She's my mentor. And I'm working on that because I want it to be something that really helps make the internet can be negative. We see that, but everything that can make it negative, that same potential for positive. So,
Well, and
Rick,
you've seen both sides of that in your work and what you do, because in social media management, I mean, there is a very bright side and a very dark side. It's like two sides of a coin,
right,
right? And
exactly.
I know that firsthand because we've worked through that for with
Yes.
our clients for years and still do every day. So that's something I think that you see that a lot of people don't. And I think I wanted to bring that out because people who are listening, there's something that you know innately and see innately that it's not like everybody does. I mean, obviously everybody knows that being positive is better than being negative, but this is a different vision, right? Right, Trace. I mean, um you're turning it into you want to turn it into a movement, which is different than just being a positive person.
Exactly. I mean,
Is that correct?
and it's not, and I need to make something clear. This isn't Pollyanna. This isn't positivity like just put a sunshine sticker on it and get over yourself. My positivity comes out of a lot of tough things that have happened in my life. Like I've known grief,
Mhm.
I have chronic illness. I believe in making little changes for a reason. For some people,
Mhm.
that's taking a shower today and celebrating the fact that that's what you were able to do. This is
Mhm.
really about a movement of what we can do to, if you make yourself better and happy, then you are being more the
Mhm.
person you should be. And in doing that, you are
Mhm.
improving your life. And when your life is better, you are improving the lives around your you, and that improves the world. Like this is
Right.
it is a step by step. It is a genuine action oriented thing, and
I
it
love
is.
that. Yeah, I like that. It's like taking action, not just talking about like things and going there. I love that you said that because I think that's what really inspires me about the project, honestly, is that it's not just you and you're doing an interview show, which by the way, I want to talk about the challenges you've come through on the show and still are working through in some ways. So we're kind of in the messy middle of the show.
Yeah.
So we're not coming to you with like millions of followers and all
No,
that.
no, and I've
I think
learned
it's
so
a
much.
growth thing, right? But I really wanted to give you
So,
platform.
it
So, can you I'm sorry. You were speaking about I'll ask that too. So let's back up because you said you were speaking about I've got a question here I want to ask you. Um, Smart Social Mastery, which is our membership program, which by the way, you're a great community manager for. And one of the things that happened was at the beginning of it, we've been doing Smart Social Mastery for about a year. And there's been a lot of people that have made huge progress like over this year. I mean, it's been interesting to watch. But one of the things you told me almost immediately, when I asked you if you would help me by being a community manager inside of the program, is that you said, "Hey, I'd love to do that, and also I have some things I want to build. Do you think it would be okay if I attended as also a participant and that I would bring my projects in and work on them during my time there?" And I said, "What a great idea. Yes. I mean, we should eat our own dog food. We should do our own things. And in fact, I also use Mastery to work on our projects, like even on social mastery, like making sure all of that's going on. So it's a get it done kind of project, which is why I love that what you've done with Pebble is also action oriented. We're action oriented in Smart Social Mastery, so I love that. So could you just tell me a little bit about how you're using this Smart Social Mastery to launch your project and what were the key steps that made a difference for you as you've gone through?
definitely. So, I really think like we have like a checklist as we go through it. We have, our six major steps, and as we progress through the program. And then in that, we have this gigantic checklist where we break it down. And I am a checklist chick. Okay. I love a checklist. I'm sorry, trees. I'm an 80s girl. I like my paper and pen. I mean, I will use my phone, alert me, alert me, alert me. But when it comes to life, I need to look at paper and I need to cross through things. And so that helps
Mhm.
me a ton to keep me on track. And on Tuesdays, we meet and we go through kind of the education and connecting part, and we do a lot of talking as well, and about the learning part, about how to do some things. And it's interesting to me because I have been working in this field for some time, and yet I feel like there's still so much for me to learn. You said I'm a great connector, and I am good at that in some areas. Like, I'm a great writer. I feel confident in saying that, even though it's hard for me. I'm shy. Like, I feel confident saying I'm a great writer. And but I'm not a good, I've never been, even when I was an actress, I'm not a great person to say, hey, look at me. Come see me. Come look at what I've done and made. And so that's still a growth area for me. So when we Tori. So when we work on that, that is an area that I really listen up. And I not only learn from Cami, but because we are a mastery group, we learn from each other. Like, we have a wonderful woman named Sheena in our group too that I've learned tons from. And then on Wednesdays, we have these work hours, and I'm the worst at working for myself. And that's a big part of what the mastery group is about, is that we often take care of everyone else except ourselves, including in our work world. I mean, often you hear people say that about their families and such, but also it's very true about our work world. When we work in this, we get tired of doing the social media world if you work in the social media world. So for that hour, I really do the blog post and share it on the platforms. Like, I'll made the episode of the Pebble, but maybe I haven't done the in case you missed it, to try to get people back to it. I'm really bad about that, but on the Wednesday hour, I do nothing but that, and that's been really good for me, because it isn't easy to, in the world. Like, it's not, 2010. Getting
Mhm.
people to come look at your YouTube show, even if it's innovative and even if it's special, even if it's well done, is hard. And I'm also learning that I have a lot to learn about YouTube, because that's not a place that I've been. And it is hard to build. I mean, I've doubled uh, I've actually grown my YouTube subscribers by 150%, but that still only puts me at 250 subscribers. And so I need to get to 1,000 before YouTube, and they've lowered it. They've lowered what you
Mhm.
can do to maximize YouTube's options to you. So I appreciate they lowered it, but I still have a long way to go. Um, I've now added a platform that I need to go and engage on, so that's another thing to add to my Wednesday hour, so I'm in the
Mhm.
messy middle, and it can be discouraging, and so having the mastery group to give me encouragement on the Tuesdays and time on the Wednesdays is huge.
Yeah, I think that's really important what you're saying there, because I do think that we don't take the time out to do the things that are pretty obvious, but we're not doing them, right? So, really interesting. Uh, I'm freezing again, aren't I?
A
That's
little bit.
okay. We'll get there. Um, a little. It's just being stuttery. So one of the things that thank you for saying that. So I think that that's one of the differentiators of the program, is that really we get things done. It's not really about a bunch of talking and a bunch of learning. It's really about like learning something and then applying it immediately, as soon as
Right.
possible. So thank you for saying that, because I think it does help. But how did that help you technically? Like, tell me the steps that you took to get the Pebble launched. Like, could you go through, like, in your mind, what steps you took?
Yeah, I took a couple of months even after I came up with the name,
Mhm.
and it was in my heart to actually even film the first episode. And I started talking to people. I said, I'd like you to be on the show and such. And I will admit that I was over ambitious about, like, I had this idea that it would be like a daily show, like a Good Morning America type thing. And, you know, and I've already told Cami, it's like, that's exhausting if you're only the on-air talent. And when you're everything with just your husband doing the editing and such, it was too much to be trying to find people and do it.
Mhm.
And and I had a huge life change issue with my father's health. And
And you moved all the way across the country.
yes, and then all of my furniture finally came, and it was just a whole lot of stuff happened. And so I filmed my first 32 episodes, and that would have been a good season, but I didn't even like make it like, okay, we're closing our season. And I realized that with season 2, I'm going to do a weekly thing, and I am going to like I technically we filmed it and I put this little front thing on it that you saw, and I felt really good. Like I have an
Mhm.
opening and I have a little closer. But now I'm like, no, each episode I need to introduce why this interview is about the Pebble, because I now know that most people only watch the first few minutes and then decide. And I always talked about in the interview why this was about the Pebble, but
Mhm.
that wasn't necessarily at the front. And I need to, so I've learned a lot like about how people use YouTube. They don't sit like in front of a TV and invest in the episode. You have to grab them at the beginning. So each episode will now have, after my little boop, 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 cute thing, that's like, hi, this is Sarah Tracy, and this is why this is about the Pebble. So so these are things
Oh,
that
and
I've
some coaching in real time. I suggest that you have a little, like the best part of the episode, if you find, like, a little soundbite and put it right before your opening.
learned.
Da, 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 da,
Great.
da,
I
da.
will take that coaching. See, these are the things that I'm learning in real time. So that's
Mhm.
something that season 2 will have that I didn't know that I needed. But now I'm learning how YouTube is used, because frankly, I started a YouTube show, and I wasn't a good enough consumer of YouTube. I'm now learning to
Mhm.
be a consumer of YouTube,
Mhm.
and that's important, both so that I can be a better producer, but also because YouTube likes to show people that use YouTube. And that's something that I learned, that you can't just be a
Mhm.
producer of a show and put it on YouTube. You need to be a consumer of YouTube for YouTube to show people your show.
True. It's
And
actually
I
true.
didn't, because I came from like acting, producing, and short film world. So
Mhm.
that's how I thought of YouTube as a platform. Like I'm making a product and I'm using YouTube as a platform. YouTube sees you as, are you a consumer of our product? And now now you
Mhm.
want to use our service. And they see it more as a simpatico. And I didn't understand that. So that's another like technical thing that I have learned on the go. And it's an important thing that I would tell anybody who's new to YouTube is, if you want to use YouTube as a platform, go watch things, and watch things that people that you think would like your show, because that's who they're going to send to you. It's not just what you'll start seeing, because that's where mine was. Well, what I watch, they'll see. That's also who they will start directing to you. It's a game.
Mhm.
It's a crazy game, and it's, you can get lost in the whether it's fair or not. It's what is. So I'm learning to be a consumer of YouTube so that I can also use, that's my permission. That's my ticket to play, to be on their platform.
Yeah, you need to be watching Marie Forleo and commenting on her threads. So that's the other
Okay.
thing, is that on YouTube, if you have a channel and you comment and you start commenting, people, if they like what you say and they think you're interesting, they'll click on your head to see who you are, and it will take them to your channel.
Yes,
Sometimes they'll
and that's what,
subscribe.
it's like vlogging. I just didn't think of it that way because, like I said, I was coming from the film world. I was thinking
Right.
of it as a place to put a product, not like a blog. And now I see that that's what it is. You watch, you comment. It's like reading a blog, old school. Click on their head. It's like vlogging, like what we used
Exactly
to
like
do.
vlogging.
And
Mhm,
so I'm good with it now that I understand it. I just
mhm.
literally didn't see it like old school blog, and it's Google. I should have. It's like Blogspot. Click on their head.
Also, following along with comments gets really hard, but I'll teach you how to do that later. But it's like not intuitive. Like they need to work on their commenting system, but it's interesting. There's just a lot of people that are there. So if you're on YouTube, and hey, shout out to you if you're watching today on YouTube, because this is live on YouTube as well. And also Traci's Pebble channel is in the description of this video, so you can go up there and check out her
But I'm
channel.
Star Traci. If you look for the Pebble, you won't find me. I'm Star Traci. And I promise you, they're going to say, do you mean Star Trek? And I know.
Well,
When
they
I
can search, but you don't have to search. In the video that you're watching right now, I have
okay,
put the link
thank
directly
you.
to the channel. And when you go there, you can subscribe. You can subscribe. It's easy to do. It's free, and it'll help Traci out. And maybe you'll actually enjoy some of the stuff she's done. I think she's had some really great guests, and she's got 32 episodes sitting there that you can go mine out to see which one's most interesting to you. And while you're there, you can go to my channel too and subscribe. That's cool. I'm Cami Chat on there, KAMICHAT. So yeah, I think that that's really important. And by the way, that is one of the things about YouTube. They say, please subscribe. And so you always have to ask people to subscribe and like this video. And it's really funny because I watch a lot of YouTube like you do, just as a consumer. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone to like the video after they say like the video, because you forget to do it because you're in the actual video watching, and the comments are here, because you'll open your comments and the actual like button isn't visible. So you have to close the comments to like. So it's just one little thing and then reopen the comments. In a live stream, it's hard. So like it just takes 1 second, but you forget. And so
For Cami, like
yeah,
it.
please like this channel. Yeah, please do. Anyway, that being said, so in what ways what unexpected outcomes have come out of this project for you? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of personal growth, actually. Just talking to people. I learn from, I believe if you learn something a day, you've had an awesome day. So I didn't expect as much growth as I have gotten. My other platforms grew. I didn't expect that. A
Oh,
lot
interesting. Tell us about that a little. What do you mean?
well, because I share everything
Mhm.
on the YouTube each time,
Mhm.
people have followed through. My blog has grown a little bit because I'm building that as a hub for to host everything, because
Mhm.
I am unsure about other platforms. So I am rebuilding my blog. I kind of let my blog die in the name of microblogging. And so with building the Pebble, I have also been giving, oh, thank you. I've been, creating my blog as a hub for everything, so that I own. And I'm going to have a page where every one of these videos, eventually they're not there, but I'm going to have them also hosted there, so that there's a place that all of my videos will be available that are mine as well. That is not happening, but that will. And this is also going to grow into a podcast. But I feel like I'm developing a voice that is bigger than me, and that has happened with this project, that I am
Mhm.
feeling that I am. Star Traci was very personal. That was about me accepting that the vision I had as a teenager and a young woman of who I should be, letting go of that and being good with who I was and embracing the beautiful life I had been blessed with. That was what Star Traci was. If you saw the website name, it's a star in my own universe. That's where the shining and starring in my own life came from, because being a star in Hollywood didn't happen, but that was fine. Actually, it was really more about Star in New York. I was a theatrical
Yeah.
person, but
Yeah.
but that I had this amazing life and I was going to love it. And now this feels bigger, and I feel like I have a purpose that's beyond just enjoying my life, that I want others to feel that in a way that I feel like now I might start speaking
Mm.
engagements and such. And that's that.
TEDx, here we come.
Yeah, and that's new for me because I am shy. Like I was an actress. I couldn't public speak. That was a different thing. I barely passed public speaking in college because that's a whole other thing. And now I'm feeling like moments like this that I'm growing, and that is an unexpected thing coming out of the Pebble, and being able to do the YouTube, because this is me talking as myself
Mhm.
to others rather than behind a Shaw
Okay.
character or a Shakespearean
It's
character.
funny because my son is an actor too, and he's told me that many times. He'll say I'll say, "Well, you get on stage and do this all the time." He goes, "But mom, that's a character. It's not
Right.
me." Like, there's a vulnerability to coming out and talking as yourself and sharing your ideas and your positions. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
uh,
you.
you're welcome. No, truly I am. I mean, this has been really amazing to watch you come out of your shell and just, like, sort of blossom into this idea. I really do believe in your idea, and I think it's going to be amazing for people. And if you are a person that's listening to that and you have a story to tell that you think is a Pebble story, you need to reach out to Tracy and let her know about it, because she's like now booking her second season.
I am.
Um, so yeah, she's looking for guests, right?
Yes, absolutely. If you go to my Instagram, my email is there, as well as if you appropriately slide into my DMs, I will look, but my email is on there. Or you can leave a comment on either LinkedIn or my YouTube. I am looking for
Or
stories to
on this video here, let us know. Let us know.
yes. Oh, yes, here. I really, it's not about being, a big story. That's the point, is how are you using your life to be the best person you can be, which does change the world. That is the point. And we need to embrace that and share that story, that you being your best self, every time you are kinder to somebody making change for you, you just changed the world. I promise you. You'll never know how, but I promise you, you did.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. So, wrapping it up, what is the one piece of advice you would give creators who want to launch a project like you did? Like, what's the one piece of advice you'd give?
I know you've heard it a million times, but you have to hear it again. Don't give up. It is hard. You start out like with the excitement. And so when you get one subscriber the next day, you're like, I got one subscriber. And then when you've done 30 and you only get one more subscriber, it's not so exciting. You have to keep going, because it's the people that give up after the 10th that starts, that's when you lose. Keep going. Oh, thank you, Aunt. I really appreciate that. I that's what I feel, is that you don't know the impact, but the impact is there. Thank you. Yeah, just don't give up, because and that's sort of what I'm trying to live, is I maybe will never break 500 subscribers, but if I'm touching 500 people, if I really believe the Pebble, and I do, then that is 500 ways that I am changing the world. And
That's a
that
whole auditorium of people. I think we've, like, blown out of proportion the numbers, because think about it. If you filled up an if you had a show and you had 500 people show up and pay, $10 a ticket, or 20 or 30 or 100, you'd be thrilled that you had 500 people in the audience.
that is a big theater. That is larger than an off-Broadway theater. So
Mhm.
there you go. So yes, don't give up. Believe in yourself and your dreams, and you are making an impact. So, and thank you, Anne, for saying that, because that touches me.
And Miss Tori, she's super proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Tori.
So, yeah, there, I got it up there eventually. So yes, so Tori's also on our team. So hi, Tori. It's so good to see you here today. Um, anyway, this is amazing. So I think that we're going to leave it at that for now. And again, I'll leave with what Anne said, that you never know what impact you might have on others. And the reason we're doing this is not only to showcase Traci, which I want to do, and her new project, the Pebble, but also to showcase you and what you have to bring to the world, including you, Anne, because you're doing something amazing right now. She, in fact, put the link to your Day of Caring that's coming up here in Houston. She's putting together an entire Day of Caring where she's bringing
Yes.
corporations and nonprofits together to support each other in different kinds of ways. And so, like, every single one of you has something extremely important to bring to the table. And and this is a new project for Anne too. I mean, so I'm glad she's here because this is exactly what we're talking about, like taking an idea that has been burning in your heart and bringing it to life, and bringing it to life, blowing air into that program. I think that's really critical. So yeah, here she put it in the chat. But again, so this is in Facebook. So I'm going to put it up here so other people can see it. It's an Eventbrite. Take a screenshot of this. I know it's a very long, a long URL, but take a screenshot of this and check it out, especially if you're in Houston, if you're a corporation looking how to make an impact with, or a company, don't have to be a big company. If you're any kind of company looking how to make a big impact in the local community here in Houston, or you are a nonprofit that's looking to do that as well. Oh, she's got a nice Bitly. Okay, I got it, Anne. You're so good. She made a Bitly. Hold on. I'll get that for you too. So the Bitly is a little bit easier. Just so you know, Bitlys are they're case sensitive. So they're all lowercase. You have to do that. Okay. They're very case sensitive. So that is all. And again, thank you so much for talking about how you work through this in our mastery program. If you're interested in the mastery program or what we do with that, we are about to come up on we're opening the doors again for the first time in a year. So I have given you this Pathway to Mastery video series. It's a free sort of overview of all the 6 steps. And even just going through this by itself can help you to, you don't have to join. You could just watch this and you would have a pretty good idea of like what I'm talking about and how you could do it yourself. So I'm not like, again, if you sign up for this, yes, I'll send you an email inviting you in September. But we're also going to have Instant Authority coming up. So if you get on this email list, I will invite you to Instant Authority too. That is an action-packed program where we will be doing about 90 days worth of content in about 2 hours, something like that. It's between 30 and effective this time. But yeah, I think you would love it. People love this program. So that's coming out in the next week or so. I'll have the URLs ready for you to register for that. So please sign up. I would love it. And if you want to let me know in the comments, I can also send you a DM with the link when it's time. All right, guys. Traci, any other last words that you want to like leave our audience with? I'm going to make you big. Hold on. I'm gonna open you up to be the last word, and then we'll leave from there. Okay. I know. Oh, here we go. Well, give me a minute to make you big.
Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. Be the Pebble. You're awesome, and you make the world a better place. I'm still